Hello, and welcome to Running the Table, the podcast where we run through everything on the table in the world of sports. And another week of playoff football is among us. So we are going to continue running the table in the NFL playoffs. We got our AFC and NFC championship predictions video for you today. Who's going to win? Stay tuned to find out. But we got an answer. So without further ado, Tim, are you ready, good sir?
Let's run it.
Let's go. So the first game on Sunday in the afternoon, the Cincinnati Bengals are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Cincinnati is coming off a thrilling win in Tennessee on a last-second field goal, and Kansas City is coming off that overtime thriller, the duel Mahomes and Allen against the Bills. So in this game, the key for me is going to be Joe Burrow and his offensive line. Because if Joe Burrow is protected, then Cincinnati has a chance to make this thing close. If not, Cincinnati is going to have a field day. That pass rush with Melvin Ingram, Chris Jones, and Frank Clark, they've been relentless all season. They've been getting after Ben Roethlisberger in the wild card, Josh Allen in the divisional round. And the Chiefs are honestly the Bengals' toughest opponent in this playoff so far, and it's really not particularly close. So, and they've barely won against the Raiders and the Titans. They won't be able to get away with that against the Chiefs, especially if Joe Burrow's O-line isn't going to hold up. You know, this has been a great story so far, but it ends today. I have the Kansas City Chiefs representing the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so here's, I think, what it comes down to on my end. The Chiefs are not good at defending the pass. Ask Gabriel Davis. I mean, obviously they completely got torched by Josh Allen and the Bills offense. We saw how he just carved him up. And I think that this Cincinnati offense has the ability to somewhat mirror that. On the other hand, Patrick Mahomes is, he's Patrick Mahomes.
He's Mahomes.
Yeah, he can pick teams apart right and left. I think kind of doesn't really matter given the night. The offensive line, like you said, is going to be a big thing for Cincinnati. Are they going to be able to hold up? Because, like you said, that Kansas City pass rush is pretty mean in certain spots. So it's going to be hard to tell how that offensive line comes to play because they've shown that they can do it on some nights, and then other nights, like in Tennessee, they just get absolutely flogged. And, of course, McPherson kind of saved him in that one. And honestly, Tannehill saved him. But I think given what the Bengals defense was able to do with the Titans, and I love your face here, by the way. And given how Tannehill wasn't really able to get much done, I'm going to go out on a limb here and take a leap of faith onto the Joe Shiesty train. And I think that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to upset the Kansas City Chiefs and move on to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I'm jumping on the train. I'm jumping on the train.
Prediction. I mean,
I feel like I have to make some type of call, and I don't know. I just feel like this one has a chance to be a real shakeup of the AFC.
I mean, I guess you do, and more power to you for making that prediction. I'm gonna stick with Mahomes, and you're going with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So we'll see how that works up. But now we're gonna move on to the NFC Championship game, which is not featuring Aaron Rodgers. Shocker. The San Francisco 49ers are going to Los Angeles to SoFi to play the Rams for the third time this season.
Not often you see a championship game for one of these conferences where this is the third time they faced in the same season.
Yeah, but San Francisco has actually swept the Rams in the regular season. They won at home in week 10, and then they won on the road in overtime in week 18. Is the third time a charm for the Niners? Because, you know, it very well could be. If you let the Niners stick around, the Niners' mental toughness and their persistence, just ask Dallas, ask Green Bay. If you let the Niners stick around, they will find a way to beat you no matter who is out there on the field. Could be Jimmy G, could be Trey Lance. Quite frankly, I don't think to the 49ers it really matters. And another aspect that's going to be very important is the home field advantage. because the Rams made the decision that they're only going to sell tickets to the NFC Championship game to those who live in the greater Los Angeles area, which I don't know what impact that'll have, if that'll create even more of a home field advantage, because in week 18, the 49er fans traveled really, really well. They packed SoFi. So I don't know what impact the Rams are trying to create with that one, but it could definitely be a factor. But in this game, I think it's the Rams' game to lose. Simply put, if they play the way they're supposed to play, and if they don't make many major mistakes, they should win this game. But if they make the mistakes, like fumbling the ball 4 times, like they did against Tampa Bay, and they let the 49ers stick around, the 49ers will win. For me, the Rams are a well enough coached team with Sean McVay, and Matthew Stafford is he's an experienced enough quarterback, and he's a good enough quarterback. Those two will be able to propel the Rams into the Super Bowl. They're going to avoid the mistakes, and they're going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. My Super Bowl pick is Chiefs versus Rams.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be plain and simple from the get-go. I do not see the 49ers beating the Rams 3 times. I just don't see it. The 49ers defense is very solid, but I will attribute some of their success in the divisional round to the weather conditions, and that being a very defensive-minded game because of offense being difficult in that weather. And I think that this will be the 3rd time as the charm for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. I think they will be able to overcome this 49ers defense. And the other thing is, I love how this Rams defense has looked so far in the playoffs. They have looked mean, and I imagine the 49ers will still be going with Jimmy Garoppolo. Like you said, I'm not sure if it really matters who's at the helm, but I think that the Rams defensive line will kind of have a bit of a field day going after either Jimmy G or Trey Lance and the 49ers.
But what a call that Kyle Shanahan would make if Trey Lance
just pulls Trey Lance out of his pocket and places
somehow
him in the NFC
plays in the
game.
NFC Championship.
That'd be wild.
That would be one of the guttiest calls in recent memory. But
in theory, he is the more athletic quarterback. So if he's really worried about the pressure potentially getting to Jimmy G and whatnot, if he's worried about the injuries
Jimmy G's a winner.
Sustained,
Jimmy G's a winner. Jimmy G has been.
Yeah, I mean, all signs are pointing towards him being the starter. There's
it's a
nothing
fun
to me
thought.
that tells
it's a
me
very,
it is
very
a very fun thought. And that's the other thing. So with Jimmy G being the starter, I mean, Jimmy G, please prove me wrong. But I rode with him for the first 2 games, saying that he would have 2 good performances in those games, and he really showed me nothing great. So despite them having the success of having 2 wins on the Rams earlier on the season, I think it will be really interesting to see how the home crowd or newly updated home crowd, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Maybe, I mean, you'll still probably get 49ers fans like in like the resale game and whatnot. People are going to resell tickets. That's just how it is. But I think that the Rams will be able to overcome. I like their offense against 49ers defense, and I really like the Rams defense stifling the somewhat struggling 49ers offense. So my pick for this year's Super Bowl is Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams, which is a very interesting combo, but I think it would be really fun.
You know, still props to you for picking the Bengals. And
I just got it, man. I got to take a leap of faith.
You got to take a leap of faith, which, I mean, in the grander scheme of things, we could potentially be tied. If I get both of my
and
picks,
that is the thing, is like,
be tied.
Funny. It is really funny because from my position, you think that I would want our picks to be the same, so that way that I have essentially no chance of losing matchups. But I decided, screw it. I had a feeling you were probably going to go with Chiefs and Rams, and I was like, I just got a feeling about Joe Burrow. So I think this is his year. I think he leads them all the way.
Well, whoever makes the Super Bowl, they are definitely going to earn it, because 4 very, very talented teams are left, and may the best teams advance to the Super Bowl. But that's all we got for the AFC and NFC Championship prediction video. We have been doing predictions all throughout the postseason. We have recaps of the first 2 rounds too, if you want to check those out. We have what's wrong with videos. We got 3 of the 4 NFC North teams and Antonio Brown. We have a baseball video that we just made about the Hall of Fame and the controversy surrounding Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. So we got a ton of stuff for you to watch, all that stuff and then some. So like and subscribe for more Running the Table content. We appreciate all the love. And until next time, we out.